Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Delias Paris, and my channel is Indian Hen Farm. I wanted to take a minute and before I got started on the tutorial and just reach out. I'm in the Asheville area, and we got hit by Helene pretty hard. And what I wanted to say to y'all was thank you so much. I struggled a lot with Helene and everything sort of we experienced. Also lack of power, lack of water. But the most important thing for me was lack of connection. I didn't have cell service. I didn't have the ability to connect with friends and family. And I felt really isolated. So you're dealing with sort of this traumatic experience and you're dealing with all of this stuff and you're worried about friends, but you can't. Everything was really hard, and trying to connect with people, I'd have to drive around and maybe get a connection briefly. But when I finally connected to my YouTube and I saw how many people sort of reached out and just said, hey, thinking of you, hope you're okay, I started crying because I needed to feel connected and I needed to feel cared for. And y'all did. And I was really, really grateful. It came at the right time. Let me put it that way. Okay, this is my first tutorial since Helene, and I'm not in my studio. I'm at the house, and everything's different. But I needed to do a tutorial, so we're gonna make this work. You can tell I was a fan of Project Runway, can't you? So this is the project we're doing. Let me put this back on here. Okay, so I can give you the full image. Okay, so this is the piece we're gonna do. We've got our little charm here, which I think is adorable. We've got this crisscross, which I love. I'm gonna take this stuff off just so you can see it even better. Okay, pull that out. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? So that's my belly band. And then up here, we pull this out and we've got journaling paper. And you can add a few slices in here. For this purpose, I only put in one. Or you can put in other items. But I really loved the look of how this fits in so nicely and sort of seamlessly. I think it's so pretty. And I'll probably do this tutorial another day because I'll be honest, right now I can't find half of my materials. My studio is a disaster. And I can't find my grommet, my correct grommet piece. So I'm working on that. But I like this piece to go in here. And I've got me some of these little birdie paper clips that I got from Temu that I just pop in here. I just think it's pretty. And, I love it when I really believe that anybody can make any project. And I love the idea of us all crafting together. But I also understand that some people do not want to make projects. So I will have these available in my Etsy shop at some point in case you like it but don't want to make it. But I'm just going to give you a little. So this is just some variations that I did. Just so you can get a feel. And I just think like you can't go wrong with these, right? And I think we're going to have a lot of fun making them together. So, the materials on this project, you can kind of go as far as you want with it. You don't have to do the charm. You don't have to do the topper. But I'm going to show you everything. And then you just do what you would like. This little charm here has one of these ball safety pins. I think that's what they're called. Sometimes I forget. So I have a little charm and I have one of these paper clips or safety pins, sorry, not paper clip. And then I've got these little beads. For this piece, I've got some velvet ribbon that I used. And then I used these, where did I put them? These teardrop paper clips. I think they're really nice the way that they go on that circle into a little loop. I like the clean look of it, but use what you have. And then we're gonna need paper. And a 1-inch circle punch for this piece here and also for here. Glue, scissors, paper, ruler, all that good stuff, right? Okay. I am using a scoreboard. You do not need to use a scoreboard. I've just found I have it. and it makes it easier. So I'm gonna use that, but I'll also show you how not to. And I'm gonna work on some of these Be Happy. I think it was called Be Happy. Is that right? I don't remember. Anyway, these are from Temu. These papers measure 4 by 5.5. But you can make these, whatever dimension you want. So I'm just going to pick out 2. I love those cherry blossoms. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I love them all. I really do. Okay, we'll just use these 2. Let me put these aside. And so the first thing that I'm doing is I'm going to measure out 1/4 inch on either side. Now, what I want is for this pocket to be seamless. I think my internet's acting a little weird. I saw the camera freeze, so hopefully this isn't freezing. If it is, it's only freezing for a second, so just keep moving on. We're still having technical issues. Anyway, so that way when this slides in and out, there's nothing catching. There's no glued edge here to make it really small because I wanted that sort of illusion. See how nice that is? This doesn't have to be a lot smaller because of this glued edge. Does that make sense? Okay, so using my scoreboard, I'm going to do 1/4 inch on either side. Oh, I'm going to hold it. Okay. Okay. So that just scores these 2 edges and makes it really easy for me to get the same exact amount on either side and just fold it over. Now, say you don't have a scoreboard and you're like, Delias, I don't have a scoreboard. Okay. Oh, well, we'll just grab one of these. Okay, then we're just going to measure, right? 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch. And do I have my steel ruler handy? I think it's in. Is it in this bag? Yeah. No? Yeah. Okay. Like I said, everything right now is in bags and boxes. So this video may be slightly clunky, but I think it'll still be fine. So I'm just going to. This is how. Okay. So sorry. Go here. Let's put it here. Okay. Here and here. And I'm just going to pull it up. Okay. And this paper is from Temu, whatever. And it's made from this recycled material. So it doesn't fold as, it gets a little cracky, but it's okay because the way we're gluing it down, it's not going to matter. But that's why I'm using my ruler. Okay, so and then just fold this side, right? So if you have a scoreboard, it's nice to use the scoreboard. If you don't, do it manually. Try and pull that piece up. Sorry. You know what? Let's try. Just getting it started. There we go. Okay. 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 So we would just fold it on either side. Either way, they both work. Okay. So back to my piece. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark my middle. So where am I? I'm 1, 2, 3, and okay. So I'm going to go in the middle. In fact, I'm going to flip it over to make it even easier. Here's 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. There's my middle. And I'm going to use my 1-inch circle punch. And I took that black back plate out just because I want to be able to see that center really easily. And cut our notch. Okay? And let's give that top portion a little ink. This is Vintage Photo Distress Oxide from Tim Holtz. It ages the paper, and I know a lot of people know that, but some people don't. Okay. And then we're going to glue this on. I'm trying out this new Barely Art Precision Glitter Glue. I thought, I've heard some recommendations on it, and I thought, well, I needed glue, so I thought I'd give it a try. It's a little less expensive than art glitter glue. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. There's that one. And we are going to make sure that's right side up. It is. I love gluing my paper upside down. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. I know you can't see very well. Here, give me a minute. Oh. There. Okay. Get as close to the edge as we can. Up. And pull it down a little. Huh. There we go. Is that good? Okay. So let me show you. So basically we glued that tab down, right? So we're going to fold this over and glue this down. And that way we end up with, let's see. It's folded over so you don't have like a glued edge there. Okay, probably killing a dead horse or whatever, however you say it. Okay, so now I'm going to put glue on this edge. Okay. And tuck that in and just bring it over. Easy peasy. Okay, there we go. I got really into making these. I just had a lot of fun with it. Okay. And we'll cut off our excess. Let me put my pen back in my glue. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Whoa. I am Butterfingers today. And I got a little edge there. Let's see. You guys are going to be so excited. I finally got myself a good paper trimmer. It was on sale for 40% off. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I'm in love with it. It's the, what is it? The Fiskars. This one. Oh my God. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Can't believe I waited so long. Okay. So there is, and we're not fully glued down. Let me see. New glue. We'll find out if we like it better or not. Huh? That's weird. Huh. What's going on there? Oh, did I cut it off? Let's see. Let's make sure we're still good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is it still good? I might have cut off too much. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So, there is our outside edge. And the next piece we're going to do is our crisscrosses, okay? Now, what I did, because it's a little futzy, is I made a bunch of them. And now I just have like my bag of different pieces. So let me get these out of the way. Look, I've got them, so many of them. So what I do is take whatever sort of cardstock, index card, whatever you want. And let's pick out some paper. I like, let's see if we have a really pinky one, because that's got like a lot of pink in it, or a purple. Oh, wait. Is that the one we're doing? Yeah. Okay. Because I like the bold sort of contrast if I can get it. I've done some. I think that's blue. Okay. So I am going to fold this in half. Give it some glue. Oh. Okay. And you know what? Yes. Okay. There we go. Okay. And then I'll glue this one. I double up my paper. I'm such a stickler. Like for things like belly bands and stuff, like I know, okay, hey, if there's a button, I want to push it. If there's something I can open, I want to open it. Like right? That's why fidget toys are so popular. And so I'm constantly pulling stuff in and out of my little belly bands. So I want to make sure that they can kind of take it, right? Because if you make them out of really flimsy paper, I just don't think they hold up. So I try to kind of make them a little thicker, and that way you can kind of play with them, and you don't feel like you have to like be super delicate. You're like, okay, functional art. Okay. Okay. So when I'm making these crisscrossies, I've got my paper glued, and let's get my new paper trimmer. So excited. Love this thing. Okay. That's the right way. Yeah. And so I'm just going diagonal on this, right? So I'm going to, oh, you're going to laugh because I already need a new blade. I should have bought the pack of blades while I was buying the paper trimmer. Okay. So see, I'm just cutting a whole bunch of little triangles. And I like some to be slightly fatter and some to be slightly thinner. And like I said, I just make bunches of these because I love this concept. And you guys get the idea, right? Okay. I'll just throw that to the side for now. So we've got a whole bunch of these triangles. And I kind of have, oh, let's glue down this bottom real quick. I didn't glue down the bottom. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. 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 There we go. And we're ready to rock and roll. Come on, go in there. Okay. So here's our piece. I'm going to use some of these existing crisscrosses just to keep things moving along. Because I think, wait, do I have? Well, am I? Maybe I'm not. Okay. So my method is to take a fatter triangle to start with. And I'm going to go that way. And then I'm going to take a medium triangle. Where's the rest of my triangles? Huh? Really, guys? Ah, here we go. Here's one. So I'm doing this sort of over the top so you guys can tell. So let's crisscross it that way. And then we're going to take this third one and put it in the middle. Then I hold and I start bringing them down. Okay. Let's see. Want that one further down. Okay. And then if you cover the two sides, you can see kind of what it's going to look like, right? I like this side to be a little closer and that side to be a little further. I think it gives a good illusion. So we're going to ink these real quick because it looks better when it's inked and you get the contrast. Okay. And like I said, I make a whole bunch of these and honestly, I ink them in front of the TV. I do. Because I really love this crisscross look. I think it's just so cool. I'm sure it's been done before. I haven't seen it done, but I'm sure it has. But great minds think alike. Okay. Wow, that sounded like I was like puffing myself up. I didn't mean it that way. Okay. And this last one. I gotta tell you, this experience with the hurricane has, so we felt like we were kind of sustainable out here on the farm because, oh no, I guess it was an illusion though, because we were not. So we got a generator and we're gonna try and get our well hooked up to solar power. And we now have sort of a backup provisions, which we didn't be. I mean, you know, when I got the news about the storm was coming, I went and bought a case of water. You're going to laugh. I bought some frozen food, which makes no sense. You can tell my brain's completely not with it. I've never been through a hurricane before. I've been through storms. And I thought, oh, my power might get knocked out for a day or two. I had no idea it was going to end up being what it is. So I'll probably compensate for a while. Okay, so we got this one and this one. Oh, wait. This one. And that one. And this one. And I want that open a little bit. And just play with it to get it to what you want it to look like. Close that one a little. Okay. I like that. So I hold the middle. And I lift. And glue. Hold it down for a sec. This is just the way, because I was mass making these. And I found it the easiest. Last one. Oh. Stay down. Okay. Hold it for a second. And then flip it. Glue's going here. Glue's going there. And let's see. There. Okay. And we wanted that. You know what? Pull that up a little bit. There we go. See, I'm just being fussy. Okay. Are we all glued down? Does that need any more? No. Okay. And we'll cut off our excess. Okay. And here. Okay. Easy peasy, right? And doesn't it look awesome? I think it looks really neat. I think it gives an extra edge. Okay, moving along. Let's go ahead and ink our edges real quick. Ink is one of my favorite, sort of like, I just can't get over how much more. I think everything looks, oh, you know what I forgot? I'm going to round these two corners. So I'm using there's 7mm, 10mm, and 4. I'm going to use my 7, which is the middle one. I just liked the way it looked a little better. Let's get it in here. Okay. My glue's still, oh, no, it's good. Okay. I just think that looks a little nicer. Okay. And here. Let's do the back. And you know, this would even be a fun cover for a journal, wouldn't it? Like if it's not, you know, like you make those baby journals to go inside your journal. I love making like all kinds of extra journals to go inside the journal. It feels like an extra present. Sort of like, oh look, I've got another little baby journal. Okay, there we go. Okay. Close that up. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make this paper that goes inside. You can do this with anything that you want. I'm using scrapbook paper. Let's see what we got. That doesn't really look right, but this might be kind of fun. This is that modeled memory. I'm using a 6x6 piece. I kind of like those colors with it. Like, my Cinnamon wants in. I don't know if I want to let Cinnamon in. She's just going to bark at us. Let's see. You know what? Let's just grab one of these. Okay. Get these out of the way. And Cinnamon, no. Okay, so I'm going to sort of basically, this is my way of measuring this or getting it kind of centered, is I'm going to come here and then I'm going to center it sort of here. A little more. That looks about right. Okay, there's my first fold. And we have to go in ever so slightly. So, okay, so there's my sort of pinch. And now I'm going to come straight across. So hold it, get it straight, hold it, and stretch across. And that should be good. And then what I do basically is I'll get this corner in. I may be overthinking this. This is the way I found that it's the easiest. Ah, sorry, I have glue on my fingers. Okay, I should be a better gluer. And I just pinch ever so sort of, and I'm just pinching a little bit, and then I just check it. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this. Ah, there it is. Pop this here and here up. Let's see. Oh, that's about perfect. So then I know I'm good. And I try just like measuring them, but my measurements are always, maybe it's a hair this way or a hair that way. And I really found it makes a difference on this that I don't like. So this is how I do it. I'm sure y'all have a better way of doing it. I hope you have a better way of doing it. Okay. So let's check it. Pop it in here. What I don't want, oh, see? Actually, it's a tiny bit. So I'm just going to move that bend ever so slightly. There we go. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Okay. Sometimes if it feels a little, I'll just use my bone folder and put it in and just. Okay. Okay. So now what we're going to do is cut this down. So I'm going to make a little line. My favorite pencil. I can't find my favorite pencil, which sounds ridiculous, but those of you who have a favorite pencil will understand. Okay, and we're going to cut this down. I really hope this video isn't freezing too much. Well, I guess if it is, then I'll just redo it. Okay. What is going on in here? I've never had it be this difficult. Oh, okay. Got it. Usually slides right in. There we go. Okay. And see? Now we're seamless. Okay. So this next part, we're going to take some paper and we're going to do this portion here. Okay? And Cinnamon, no ma'am, you're not coming in right now because I know you. I've got some, where is it? Pretty paper. What pretty paper do we want? So which slice are we using in here? We are using this one, right? And we've got these pink flowers. So I kind of like the idea of maybe putting some pink flowers on there. And I use these covers that come on these, or cereal box, whatever you got. I try to use up everything I can. So I love to use sort of this piece, which is the thick cardstock. So I'm going to cut a couple of these. I wonder, actually, you know what? Let's give it a try. Ooh, okay. I might actually like the design enough on here that I don't need to use another piece of paper. Let's check. I don't hate it. I don't love it either. Okay. But you know what I might like? Ooh, yeah, that's the one. Okay. Okay. So we're going to get one of our teardrop paper clips right here. Get it all untangled. Okay. And I'm going to put this one. No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to put this one on. And I'm not putting it all the way down. I'm leaving some of that up because I'm going to use that for my topper on here. Here, I'll take this off real quick so you can see. Can I take it off? I really got it on there well. Okay, give me a minute. All right, here we go. My goodness. I did too good of a job. It really does not want to come off there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Got it. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Wasn't that fun? Okay. So like that. Okay. So I want to leave some room there. Okay. And this one, I'm going to ink. because it's actually going to be seen. If you only have flimsy paper, either glue it to like pretty, say you have a really pretty piece of flimsy paper, but that you want to use, just glue it to a cereal box or whatever to make sure it's strong enough. And now we're going to glue this one on. Okay. Huh? Okay. Yeah. And just center out the other one. Actually, I think we need more glue. I think we need more glue. Sorry, I have a pin in my mouth. That's funny. Oh, lordy, lordy. Okay. Fair amount of glue there. And I'm just holding down the edges, right? And then I'm pressing in that center part. Looks good. Okay. And then one more circle. I have this one. But you know what? Okay. Yeah. And we'll put this one. Oh, sorry. Here's my paper. So I pop this one in. Okay. No sin. It's not happening. And that helps me determine how far I want this piece to go in. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. And we're going to go in. Yeah, I like it like that. Oh. Okay. And then I gently pull that out. Press it down. And we're going to flip it over. Ink this one. Okay. And we're going to glue this one on top. And use a fair amount of glue because you got that paper clip. Okay. Let's get this up. Put that in. Okay, there we go. And now you've got this going on. So we now can just do the fun stuff, right? So you can ink the back of this, stencil it, do whatever you want. I'm going to leave that up to you. I am going to pick out a piece of ribbon. Let's see. I've got this purpley pinkish stuff. I bought a whole bunch of this from Temu. It's cheap and easy. Okay. I fold it over and I give it a little pinch here. Go through. Open that loop. Tuck those in. And pull them. Okay. And, okay. So sometimes you get that, right? And I don't like that. So I just take this piece. And I'm going to flip it over in there, hold it, and pull. Okay. And that's going to situate it. And then we're going to angle and angle. So cute. So happy. Okay. Okay, for my charm, this is, you know, pretty, I'm sure y'all know how to make charms, but let's just do it. Let's just do it together because I like to show you everything. Y'all know that. Okay. Where did I put my charm? Here's my guy. Okay. So, we're going to take, what are these called? That's not helpful. Okay. I think these are called like ball safety pins. Okay, so I got this. And I've got some of these jump rings. I'm gonna get a little jump ring out. And we're gonna get some beads. Okay. I bought some of these really tiny little beads from Temu. Let's see what colors. Let's do a brown. A brown. Don't run away. And let's do a pink and a pink. Okay. Throw those back in. Okay. So we are going to open this up. Let's do a brown first. One brown bead. One pink bead. Okay. And then I've got my charms. Where are you? Let's do, just do this one. Okay. And I use some of these little pliers. These are some of my old jewelry supplies. Okay. So I'm going to pop this on here and close it up. And pop this little guy on. And then a pink and a brown, right? Yep. Don't go away. Okay. Pink and a brown. See? Oh, see? Okay. And then you can just, I like it on the edge of this little velvet. Oh, let's make sure we actually get into it. There we go. Close my safety pin. Okay. And then pull it down. How cute is it? Oh my God. Love it. Okay. So then just slide it back in here. Oh, come on, Goliath. Okay. And we're good to go. I'm not happy. Oh, let's tighten that up. Okay. Love it. So this is just an easy project. And then you can add anything you want in that tuck, right? I loved the idea of having some paper clips, some different things. My idea was sort of like, if this is in a journal, they can take off the charm and move it onto something else. They can pull this out and use it somewhere else. I like things to be sort of interactive and to give them options. And then I was going to fill this little pocket with some additional things. And so they can kind of, they get some of the sort of interactive pieces to play with throughout the journal that they purchase. And I think that's a lot of fun. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. YouTube loves people liking and subscribing. It makes them think that I'm doing something right. And if you want to leave me any feedback or any comments or you have any questions, just put them in. I answer everything. And I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and I will be back in touch. Hopefully I'll have another video this week. Thanks. Bye-bye.